then you will get enlightenment. Only hearing without meditation also cannot get enlightenment. But only meditation without understanding the teaching of the Buddha also not easy to get enlightenment.
Un, lai kļūtu apskaidrots, nav pietiekami tikai klausīties. Ir arī vajadzīga otrs, ir vajadzīga prakse, ir vajadzīga meditācijas prakse. Un arī tikai tad, ja vienīgais, kas jums ir meditācijas prakse un nav izpratnes, arī tad jūs nevarat tapt apskaidrots. Tā tad ir jābūt šiem abiem diviem.
So firstly, you must understand the teaching of the Buddha first. Then you understand why must I meditate.
Vispirms jums ir jāizprot Budas mācība, un tad jūs izpratīsiet to, kādēļ jums ir arī jāmeditē.
Many Westerners come to learn meditation without understand the purpose of meditation. They think it's only physical exercise. No.
Daudzi rietumnieki pievēršas meditācijai bez dziļākas izpratnes, ko var sasniegt ar meditāciju. Viņi domā, ka meditācija ir tikai tāds fizisks vingrinājums.
Man līdzīgs jautājums. Tas nozīmē, ka budistam neeksistē no pagātnes nākotnes, mēs dzīvot tikai šī brīdī. Mēs neanozīmē, ka tas rada ciešanas, mēs domājam par nākotni vai atceramies pagātni.
Is it correct then that Buddhist is not living in past or in the future, because living in the past or in the future creates a suffering?
Sometimes the past object and the future object, we also must contemplate it as impermanent.
Dažreiz pagātnes objektu vai nākotnes objektu mums arī ir jāapcer kā nepastāvīgi.
Tas nozīmē, ka es nedrīkst neko iedomāties, kaut kāds savs nākotnes plāns nav.
Does it mean that I should not plan my future?
No. You should plan for your future.
Protams, tas to nenozīmē. Jums ir jāplāno savu nākotni.
Tas var nenotikt.
The Buddhist teaching is the middle way, middle way, not extreme.
Tātad Buddha māca vidusceļu, viņš nemāca par galējībām.
If not plan for future, what you want to do? Sitting here all the time? Not possible.
Ja jūs neplānosiet savu nākotni, ko tad jūs darīsiet? Sēdēsiet šeit visu laiku?
So, you should plan for your future. Yes, but you also must walk the Buddhist path, the Dhamma path.
Jums, protams, ir jāplāno sava nākotne, bet otrs jums ir arī jāiet šis te Buddhas ceļš.
Well, is it possible that some person gains this knowledge without even knowing any teaching about Buddha?
What knowledge?
Any knowledge, like he gets or she gets enlightenment, but haven't even heard about Buddha?
No.
It's impossible.
Enlightenment, you want to get enlightenment, at least you must contemplate impermanent suffering and non-self.
Tātad jautājums bija, vai kāds cilvēks varētu tapt apskaidrots pat neko nezinot par Budas mācību. Un atbildi ir, ka nē, ka lai taptu apskaidrots ir jāapcer nepastāvīgums, mainīgums un es neesamību.
You may not call yourself Buddhist. You may not know. You may not know this the teaching of the Buddha, but you understand the nature of all phenomena are impermanent, suffering and non-self.
Jūs varat nesaukt sev par budistu, bet jūs varat saprast, ka visu fenomenu daba ir tāda, ka tie ir nepastāvīgi, tie ietvers arī ciešanas, un tie nav jūs pats.
So the name is not important, like Christian, Hindu, name is not important. Important is to really understand the true nature of all phenomena.
Nav svarīgs nosaukums, vai jūs saucat sev par budistu vai kristieti vai kādā citā vārdā. Tas, kas ir būtiski, ka jums ir šī dziļā izpratne par fenomenu dabu.
Man ir pat jautājums. Vai budisms ir mācība? Vai budisms ir reliģija, vai tā ir mācība? Kā tas būtu, kā tas sadzīvo un nesadzīvo savā ziņā klasiskajā Eiropas reliģijā? tas jautājums ir vietā. Tas ir tikai interesants.
So, is Buddhism a religion or a teaching? And how it cohabits with other traditional Western religions?
The Buddhism is not the religion, it's the art of living.
Buddhisms nav reliģija, tā ir dzīvošanas māksla.
It's the art of living. Then
what kind of relationship Buddhism has with other traditional religions?
The other traditional religion that I don't quite understand, so I cannot. This one I cannot. If I want to talk about the issue, I must fully understand. Then only I can talk. But I only understand the teaching of the Buddha, so I cannot compare with other traditional religions.
Un es nevaru izteikties par citām reliģijām un tradīcijām, tādēļ, ka es neesmu pilnībā kompetenta. Es esmu kompetenta tikai Budas mācībā, un par to es runāju.
But one thing is extraordinary different is Buddhist teaching does not believe in any creator.
Bet tas, kas ir būtiski atšķirība, ka budisma mācība netic kādam vienam radītājam.
All the bad, good result you experience now is all depend on your own.
Un visi labie vai slikti rezultāti, kurus jūs pieredzat šobrīd, tie ir atkarīgi tikai no jūs paša.
So you save yourself. No one can save you.
Tikai jūs pats varat izglābt sevi, neviens cits nevar glābt jūs.
This is a special teaching of the Buddha. Rely on yourself, not rely on external God.
Un tas ir īpaši budisma mācībā, kā jūs balstāties paši uz sevi, jūs nebalstāties uz nekādu citu ārēju spēku vai objektu.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for being with us. I had a question. You mentioned about the law of karma and the rebirth, but then you also mentioned that that there is no such thing as a soul, and so there's nothing really lost. So I was wondering, how do you imagine about what is the information carrier which remembers of the life you lived, like what you deserve for the next life?
The last part, I missed it. The last
so
part.
So nothing stays. You know, everything changes.
Yes.
Nothing's permanent.
Yes.
So how can there be a source of information, or like a filing system that remembers?
What system?
Or sort of a filing system, or somebody that remembers you, like how you lived and where you should live next. That was my question.
This is the function of perception.
Tātad jautājums bija par to, ka jūs esat runājis par karmu un par pārdzimšanu, un tāpat laikā par to, ka nav tādas lietas kā dvēsele vai nekas nav pastāvīgs, ilglaicīgs. Tad kas ir tas, kas nes šo te informāciju no pagājušās dzīves nākamajā? Un atbildi ir, ka tā ir uztvere, pareizi uztvere.
Did she mention that how can we remember?
Yeah, like if there is nothing
everything
permanent,
passed away, then how can we remember? This is the perception of. This is the function of perception. Perception is to remember, to make a mark, then to recognize it again, so that when you see your friend, you can recognize it. But this perception also arising and passing away, arising and passing away. It's a continuity of the process. If you study Abhidhamma, it will come very clear to you. Abhidhamma. Everything is in continuity of process, arising and passing away, arising and passing away. And the past one gives the power to the new one, so that you can remember again. But it's also arising and passing away, arising and passing away. It's very subtle that you've got to put it into practical experience through meditation. Then you will come to understand.
Tātad atbilde ir, ka tā ir uztveres funkcija, kura atceras. Un uztvere tātad darbojas tādējādi, ka tā pieliek atzīmes. Un, piemēram, tādējādi jūs atpazīstat savu draugu.